going to try this again because the last live I was reading and I didn't know that the sound was messed up. Nobody said anything until like at least one person mentioned it, but like it was far too late. Like people were just viewing and like leaving instead of saying we can't hear you or the sound is choppy. So, yeah, I appreciate Ashley for letting me know, like being the person that let me know that the sound was choppy because I was like, I don't know how many minutes into the reading. So, yeah, I'm gonna have to start this whole thing over again. So if you're watching it fresh from the start, we're just gonna just hop right in again. So, um, I'm not really feeling too well, so I'm not gonna spend too much time on here. And obviously, people don't really appreciate my time like that. You know, just like if you guys don't hear me clear or the sound is messed up, can you at least let me know? Like well into the reading, like I had just someone just came on and told me that they couldn't hear, it was choppy. So I'm just like reading for nothing. Um but yeah, I tried to check the sound before I get on and make sure everything is cool. But yeah, so I wanted to do this reading for the lunar eclipse, the Pisces lunar eclipse. Let me, before I go any further, let me check for my iPad and make sure I can hear myself because I don't want to run into that again. Let me, before I go any further, let me check for my iPad. Okay. If I sound a little stuffy, my nose is stuffy, you guys. So please forgive me if I sniffle or might have to blow my nose. Um, Forgive me. It's good. Okay. Thank you, Ashley. I appreciate that. Yeah, so I'm just going to start the live over completely again. But yeah, so tonight is the Pisces lunar eclipse. I believe it's a blood moon eclipse. So I wanted to tap into the energy for the divine, like divine unions. You do not have to have somebody in mind or know a person yet. You could just be on the path, right? So um, we're going to talk about closures, release, and dissolving, pretty much what no longer serves us. Okay. So I was picking up on like the Piscean energy, a little bit of like, water energy. Okay. Thank you, Wolfie. I'm glad y'all can hear me. So we're just like tapping into the endings that make space for new beginnings, right? So in love in particular, divine connections. So what this means is that we're most likely going to touch on old attachments and patterns, karmic cycles, and even like some illusions around love and relationships, maybe even some unfinished business energy. So this all might come up on your own as well, like your own experience during this time, but most definitely it's going to come out in the reading. And this is all rising up for it to be cleared out. So if you're someone that does not like to, because I feel like there's a demographic of people that watch and listen to divine partnership readings or love readings, and they have a specific expectation of like what it's supposed to be. But I'm one, like I'm a curse breaker individual. I do shadow work messages mainly, about clearing and breaking patterns and cycles. And so with this lunar eclipse, it is meant to eclipse energy out. So if you're holding on to some sort of illusion that's not healthy for you or a connection or something that's not for you, it's going to call those things as they are. So if you are on a divine path right now, divine union path, this eclipse is definitely a spiritual reset for us. Is as far as us clearing away what we need to, what blockages in love and relationships, what patterns, what cycles we need to break so that we can meet our divine counterparts in truth and alignment. Also, if you are in divine union for a fact, like you are with your divine counterpart, which some of you are, same thing, there could be parts and aspects of yourself and your partner that you guys are clearing away out of your relationship, out of your connection, your union, so that you guys have deeper and greater alignment with each other and with yourselves. Most importantly, it starts with self. So, what I was picking up with the siren energy, for those of you, if you guys celebrate like the Orishas, or you are a child of Yomoya, today is her feast day. The water goddess, the mermaid goddess. Yamoya. Um, so when you think of mermaids, you usually think of like seductress energies, like dangerous energies, or beautiful, alluring voices and long hair and mirrors in their hand. But if you go a little bit deeper to the archetype of a siren, is someone that is very powerful in their expression. Their voices are very powerful. Their energy has the power to call in, to lure in, but also too with the mermaids in their mirrors, it doesn't necessarily have to be a symbol of vanity or beauty, but mirrors can represent deeper inner reflection within yourself, within your soul, within your own vision. So with this Pisces element to the lunar eclipse, it could definitely call you to be truthful and honest in your like how you express yourself and understanding the power of your voice, to call things as they are, or call things in towards you that are in divine alignment with you, deeper inner reflections about you, who you are, your own soul. So I pulled a card before I came on the live. I pulled an angel number card, and 666 came out with reflect. Okay, so I didn't pick up like demon energy from it or anything like that. So some of the keywords that you see, those are the energies that I was channeling. Okay, I'm gonna go a step further and tap more into this, and I already did pull some cards because I started the live and that live audio was ashy. It was choppy and digital sounding. Because I had, I think, I don't know if I tapped the noise counselor part of the microphone, so it was like really weird sounding. So I had already pulled. So I was speaking about, if I can recall clearly, this energy is going to hit for a lot of you that are empathic individuals, where you have an empathic heart, where you want to see the best in people, and sometimes you have seen the best in people that didn't deserve that were not really great people. So with this energy, sometimes what happens is you attract, or narcissistic people I should say, are attracted to your energy. You might have had a lot of counterfeits of people that you thought were your one, or that even have projected certain things, that kept you in certain cycles and loops, and you had to learn discernment, with these chapters, these cycles. You may have even grew up under the thumb of a narcissistic parental figure. So you may have dealt with these types of energies and spirits since you were very young. So when you have a divine connection, it's very important. I feel like we can all agree, even if our paths are different in love, we can all agree that when it comes to your divine counterpart, your divine energy, it's like the wisdom, the lesson of discernment is the biggest thing. And being true to your heart and still being a person that is loving and has a heart without becoming hardened or bitter, even though it's very easy to fall into that trap given maybe the circumstances or experiences that you've had, where it's almost hard to trust or believe people are good or believe that true love can exist. So what we're here to do is like separate fantasy or illusion from true prophecy. You know what I mean? So navigating through these energies, navigating through the spiritual experiences and phenomenons that most people say that they have, like whether it's, oh, I saw, 1111, or I saw this person's name, their birthday, I'm dreaming of them, this is and that. You had to learn to discern what those messages were telling you, and not just to jump to conclusions and say, oh, this means we're meant to be, or this person's my twin flame because they make me feel X, Y, and Z. It's kind of like a training field. But what Spirit is saying is like when you meet your person, you're going to know without a shadow of a doubt. You don't have to do heavy research. You're not going to be obsessed with the knowing or trying to figure out. You just already know. You will know. It's your person without a shadow of a doubt. You don't need nobody to tell you. You don't need to get no readings. You don't need to be looking it up on Google, Chat GPT in it, whatever, or trying to convince the person. You will already know that that person is your person, and it will be the same experience. I'm glad I brought this up real quick, that just came through, because I almost forgot about, this term came to me. I don't know if it's a term that's used already, but it came to me. And the word soul assumption came to me. Soul assumption. So, I feel like there might be a difference between an assumption and a true recognition. So, like, you'll hear things like soul recognitions and stuff like that. So, a soul recognition could be like when your spirit remembers somebody before, your mind can even catch up, or your physical self can, like, fully understand what it is, right? So, you might feel like a rush of deja vu, like I've met this person before, or I know them, or do I know them? It's like that type of feeling, which is often like it could even be accompanied by an energetic pull, like feels like, okay, it's like it's something that you can't really like fight or maybe even put into words. So it doesn't only happen just in like romantic situations. It could be like with any other encounter with another human, right? It doesn't always have to be like soul recognitions or just romantic ones. But yeah, you can kind of sense that spiritual contract or soul remembrance between you and a person far beyond this life. Now, with a soul assumptions is maybe a little bit different, where it's like when you unconsciously assume or project a role onto a particular person because of that recognition that you may feel sometimes, right? So you might instantly assume that they're meant to be your lover, they're your soulmates, you're something because the energy feels that strong that you put something on it instead of the soul just experiencing a recognition, or like there's something, it's like you got to rush to put a label on it. Sometimes it can be accurate, like it could be truly that's what you're getting. That's why I want to like help make the distinction, because Pisces energies can deal with the realm of illusions, but it's also powerful psychic energy. So the difference between fantasy and illusion versus like true prophecy. So again, just because your soul assumes something doesn't necessarily mean that it's wrong either. But again, it always boils down to discernment. So oftentimes our spirit tests us in that area of discernment, or ask you, are you really seeing this person for who they are, or you're just basing this off of familiarity? So assumptions can be tricky because that that connection, it could feel powerful, that you might like overlay that fantasy or destiny onto it without seeking clarity. And that's why I encourage, just speaking from experience, like personal experience, like how I've went off of soul assumption and like signs and synchronicities without any discernment, and just assume that this is what spirit is telling me, or this is what spirit is showing me about a person, rather than actually discerning it for myself and going in within and like asking spirit to guide me, rather than me just loosely guiding myself, which you have to be careful with that, because there's a tendency to do that, especially if you're one that follows signs and stuff like that. But yeah, so you could be experiencing like true soul recognitions versus like projections if your soul, like your spirit or your body rather, like physically in your body, you get like chills, you get heart flutters, you might feel warm in your body, or you feel hot. Could also be like the ease of the connection, where like your conversations just flow, like there's no force behind it, you're not trying to pretend to be somebody you're not, you're just open, you feel completely comfortable. There could be triggering effects to this too, like this person could like awaken deeper lessons within you. Oftentimes it's uncomfortable ones. The synchronicities, as I was saying, like repeated signs and stuff like that, that might make you feel like it's being pointed towards them. And no doubt that sometimes spirit will put someone into focus for you, but it's not always like, should be like, we have to be careful with not jumping the gun, or the first thing to jump to is, this is my person, just because spirit is highlighting someone in your life. And it's 1001 here. That's a mirror number, technically. It's interesting. But yeah, it's not always about jumping into like, oh, that's the person. So if it's projection or assumption, the connection will often feel like an obsession. most likely, or fantasy, or like trying to fit this person into a role of something that you're seeking or something you want or what you want them to be in your life. So you got to be careful with that, okay? You don't want to mislead yourself. So the spiritual lesson, though, like, in my opinion, soul recognition is real. It's like that's a real concept. I don't feel like anyone's delusional if they feel a recognition to someone, but it's just more so of an invitation rather than a guarantee type of thing. It's not always going to lead to, this being your one or something like that. Someone familiar, that comes into our life experience. We have to pay attention to, like, when this person comes into our experience, what's going on in our life, because some familiar souls just return to help us heal or help us close out some cycles, maybe even to awaken our gifts too, or to open our hearts, to help us to, again, heal deeper things. Others come to stay and build with you. So sometimes it can be like, soul family, could be your divine counterpart, things like that. But the key, like I said, is always going to be discernment. It is always going to fall on that. That's the biggest thing. So always ask spirits, consult your spiritual team, your trusted guides. Like, what is this person's role in my life or in my journey at this time? What is this soul here to remind? Like, that's if anything, if you're willing to go there, because it will save you a lot of trouble on your journey, it will save you from a lot of confusion and questions and spiraling and going back and forth with yourself, or wasting time fantasizing or pouring into something that may not be meant. So if you can just cut the bullshit straight with yourself and just be like, Spirit, what role does this particular person have in my journey at this time? What is their purpose here in my life? If you dare to get that straightforward answer, otherwise, like, some people, I feel like, just want to go along with the fantasy and the ride as long as it feels good, but you're wasting your own time when you do that. But yeah, anywho, so back to this whole thing is a part of the reading, but back to the cards that I pulled. So for those of you I'm going to talk to those that are already in divine union. Hey sis, yes, hello again. Those that are already in divine union, I was picking up that one of the partners in the union could have ventured into like some independent project or assignment or something that they needed to do for themselves independently, to build, to pour into that. And the other partner served as a true supporter. Like, I feel like this was a test, not like one of the partners, whoever the partner was that leaned into like their independence or like some sort of goal or project that they poured into, like, to test to see if the other partner was going to show up or be there. I don't get that type of vibe. It's more so of a energy of, I'm doing it because I'm guided to and I'm led, and the other person is showing that, no, this is a real union. I'm here for you. I support you. Because I don't feel like this was a selfish move for whoever had this independent venture. It doesn't feel selfish to me. It feels supportive. And this is maybe to rebuild or to strengthen the connection in a new way, to show like how we can be a team player, how we can work together, even if it's like you're the focus right now, you're doing you got your own thing, like, I'm gonna be your biggest cheerleader. Because I feel like that's so important in any relationship, because like if you think about a village and there's like a mother and father and they have like different children, and some of the children's may have moments where they're celebrated over the other children. So let's say one child is really good at playing the violin. They're very gifted musically, and then one of the other children are very good at something academically, like they're very smart, and one of the other children's very good at sports. So they might get celebrated at different parts and like, or throughout their journey, but it's not to say that it has to be all about, well, what about me? What about me? So when you're in a union and partnership or in community and fellowship, there's going to be people that are going to be celebrated at different points in times, or celebrated for different strengths that they have. some kids may feel some type of way because they're not as smart as the other child, and the other child's being celebrated for their academics. But that doesn't take away from the fact that this child is good at sports or good at playing the violin. So again, kind of going back into the whole union thing, hopefully I'm making sense with this, but like, if your partner and you, like, if you get a promotion and let's say your partner is still at a job that they hate, to be human, I'm sure they feel some type of way in a sense of like, damn, like I hate where I'm at with my job, but I'm happy for my wife or my husband that they got a promotion. Like, they're an extension of me. So anything that they do, I'm going to be proud of them because, you know, we are an extension of each other. We support each other. And I feel like that's what this is showing. For those that are already in divine partnership, you could be married. Some of you guys could already be married or engaged to your divine counterpart. Now, for those that don't, I shouldn't say it's, you haven't met your person yet for some of you. And some, you may have cut someone off that was not your person. So for those of you that are into that energy right now, that's where your energy is right now. I feel like a lot of you might be breaking off some sort of self-limiting beliefs around what you're able to wield in and attract when it comes to love. Like, if there was any limitations in the mind about what you can attract and what you can have or the type of love that you deserve, where you've compromised, because I feel like some of you guys might realize this is where I compromise a little bit of my worth, because I, in my mind, thought that maybe not this was the best that I could do, but maybe I'm being a little too hard on this person, or maybe I want too much, maybe I'm being selfish, maybe I'm being a little bit too high maintenance or having too much of high expectations of a person. So you kind of gaslit yourself a little bit, and you went back and forth with this, and I feel like you're going to break that limbo of compromising your worth and your value because you've taken your power back, because there could have been an energy or individual, or you were just kind of taught this throughout life or through your childhood in subtle ways or subconsciously, that you needed to compromise yourself. Again, dealing with narcissistic parental figures or a figure in your life that could have been very narcissistic. Dealing with lovers and partners that were very manipulative, that felt best when they could tear you down or take from you, or they sought out people that would bend to their will or their control or their manipulations. And I feel like you breaking that says a lot, like, about the power. I heard power grid. So like that energy that you've been in, that timeline that you've been in for so long, maybe even most of your life, the fact that you're able to break that is very powerful. And it could be something with the solar plexus and the sacral chakra, where you're calling that power, those triggers back. Especially if people abuse your power in any kind of way or weaponize things against you. You taking that back says a lot. So there's energy going on of grounding, but it's also an energy of powerful fiery activation, and it's also an energy of this washing away and cleansing and purifying and even diving deeper into yourself. Yeah, because there's something about your past energy, whatever it is that you're being called to reflect upon, or that's coming up to the surface for you to deal with again, or just kind of go within about. Once you, however you're guided to work through this energy and release it, it's going to be very powerful. It's almost like you're not going to be the same person. And like, if these exes or this person, it could have been someone in particular that you thought for sure was your person, or you were like crazy about this person. Or you might have been stuck in a loop with them. Like, you would go on maybe in life, fall in love with someone, but then you would always go back to this other person, or you would always think about this other person no matter if you did move on with your life. It was like this energy just follows you wherever you go, almost like they're like a ghost or something from your past. Because I feel like this is one of the people that you genuinely loved, or like may have been the first person that you felt love with or opened your heart or something like that. I feel like this person is going to return. They are. But the thing is with this, and this is why I get in the last pull that I did, but I had to stop that reading. This person is going to try to come back. like soon as this is how you know you broke the cycle that you've been in, maybe even letting go of this connection of this with this person. This is how you know. Hold on. Yeah, once you like take a deep look within yourself, and I feel like you're patient with yourself, you know that your process is not overnight. Yeah, you got the twin flame journey card. So yeah, you guys are on a divine union journey. But I feel like there's a counter what's that word? Counterfeit vibe energy from someone that almost feel like they mirrored a divine counterpart union for some reason, but if you dissect it a little bit more and really look at within it, you would know like that was not my person. If you haven't come to that conclusion, because there's like this person was all about arguments and conflict. They were just not, they were against you rather than for you or with you. Does that make sense? Like with your divine counterpart, you guys mirror to each other things that may be uncomfortable and things like that, but it's a support energy behind it. It's never like I'm beating you down type of vibe. Whereas this other person is like they beat you down for your differences. You guys could not get along. So this person is going to come back when you've broken the cycle, you've broken the spell of whatever this energy was. It may not be literally a spell, but just like that cycle, that chapter, someone is going to come in, and I feel like their intentions are not good. And it's most likely because this person, they're kind of wanting to challenge any kind of competition that comes in. They want to be in the forefront. They want you to see them. They want they want your energy and they want your attention again. So be mindful of any old energies coming back at this time, because I don't feel like they're coming back for the right reasons. They're almost like little tests to test your discernment and to test like are you still going to play into those old archetypes, those old patterns, because this they represent the old part of your journey, like old aspects of you that you've outgrown and you've laid to rest, or that you are laying to rest. It's like the test is like, are you going to chase this? Are you going to reattach yourself? Are you seeking validation? Because there's changes coming very soon. You're meant to move in a new direction, so be very careful not to fall back into these traps again. And for those of you that where this may not be an ex or old fling or something like that, or somebody that you were stuck on coming back, it could be a counterfeit energy that comes in, and they seem to be very eager. Someone that I feel like wants to present themselves very well to you. It's like, you know, you can tell when someone's trying to sell you something, like as far as they want to be, it's almost like a job interview where you go in with your best foot forward and you're extra smiley and you're, you know, you're doing things that you know you're performing because you want to look good. It's almost like that's what this person does. It's like they're too eager to present some sort of character that's like what you want or what you need, or look at me, like, you know, I'm the right choice. It's like you can sense something's off. This energy is weird to me. So like, yeah, if you're single and you've been single for a while, be open to getting to know people and things like that, but just again be discerning. Like you're not Spirit doesn't want you to walk around in like this suspicion, trying to find something to be wrong. It's just encouraging you to be wise and discerning, and not to betray yourself again by in the expense of giving someone else the benefit of the doubt. Like if you know something's off, honor that, please, by all means. Like please honor that. Okay? Please honor it. Let's see. I want to clarify this a little bit more. Yeah, because your energy is very attractive right now. I feel like people, even if they are not ready, they want to be ready for you, they'll still show up and try to like get in where they fit in with you, try to figure some things out. You got to be discerning. You could have two friends or two allies of yours that you know that are also intuitive that might warn you about this, or like tell you like, I don't know if I'm feeling that person or something. Not everybody's a hater, okay? Especially if you feel like uncertain about that. Because this is somebody that's trying to pursue you like they're really ready and they're not ready. But some of them, it may not be so sinister. It could just be like someone that really wants to get to know you, but it's almost like instead of them taking the high road and saying, if I'm not ready for this person, or I know I'm no good, let me step away. But it's like selfish because like, no, I still want to date this person. I still want to experience them because I like them. You know, you are pretty much in this energy like where you're locked in with yourself. It's just this one energy I feel like you're growing in, which is your discernment, and like not having a problem with setting a certain boundary or cutting people off if need be. It's like that's something that you're still strengthening your muscle around. So let's see, how are these closures and clearings, like how are they preparing the soul for divine union? Like how, yeah, let's ask that. Spirit, how are these closures and clearings preparing this collective for soul union, divine union? Thank you. Okay, let's see. Wow. Interesting. Spirit, how do you want me to put this? That's so interesting because that energy that you are lacking, or I shouldn't say lacking, or strengthening, because you have it, you're just strengthening it. That energy that you're strengthening, this person has it. Like they're, wow, okay. So you know how they say, whatever you lack and whatever your person lack, it's like you complement them. You're strong in the areas that they may be a little bit weak or need to strengthen, and vice versa. That's what it's given. So like your area of maybe a certain level of discerning, a certain level of maybe even putting your foot down, certain boundaries, things like that, not giving a fuck or giving a damn about letting whatever is not for you go, instead of like, because you might feel bad, and that's completely understandable. If you're empathic, you'll feel bad naturally, like, damn, was I wrong, was I hard, should I have done that? Like, you'll question yourself a lot. But this person is just like, if you disrespect me, you cross me, I'm good. I know where to place you. Your person's very discerning, and I feel like this is interesting. Yeah. So these closures, this energy that you're clearing, these things that you're ending, this is what's preparing you for union, in a sense of, I feel like your choice in love, like you choosing someone that you can trust, someone that also has healthy boundaries, someone that is sovereign in their decision making. They're very clear about this. So it's preparing you for someone, or to meet someone that not only chooses you, because I love this lover's card. This is dope. This lover's card, it has like a cherubim angel. The cherubim angels look kind of weird. They don't look like the little chunky, chubby little ones. Cherubims actually have like multiple wings. They have eyes all over their wings and stuff like that. That's what is showing in this card, and I feel like this is a prophetic union in a sense. I want to look up, because there's different legions of angels in the spirit realm, and like their ranking and what they do in particular. If I'm not mistaken, the cherubim are actually the closest to the throne of God. I'm going to look that up real quick so I can make sure, because I feel like this is going to give more context into your union. Let me just check real quick. Hold on. Let's see. What legion are the cherubim angels? or ranking. Hold on. What legions or ranking are the cherubim angels? Excuse me. Right. I know that. I know they're not the chubby babies. So they were showing up in the book of Genesis, which makes so much sense why they would be on the lover's card. Okay, I didn't know that. Okay, I'm learning something new. They were also in Ezekiel's vision. They appear as hybrid beings with multiple wings and faces, symbol of divine power and knowledge. They're often seen as guardians of God's throne. Yeah, okay. And carriers of divine glory and beings of deep knowledge. So let's see. They belong to the first and highest triad of angels, right under the seraphim and alongside the thrones. So seraphims are closest to God, burning with love. Cherubims are guardians of divine wisdom and mysteries. So your person could be somebody that is also very deeply intuitive. So your union is, I would say, and I have to be careful with this and not be loose with this because I do believe that divine unions, they all serve a purpose. Like, they're not just about romance. And I've been saying this for years, probably since I've been on this motherfucking YouTube shit. Anytime I talked about divine counterparts and unions, I've always emphasized that they are not just about romance and for our pleasure only and just like about romantic energies, dating and having sex and having babies and looking at each other in the eyes and stuff. It's deeper than that. There's divine purposes to divine unions that serve beyond just the two people involved. And oftentimes it's because the two individuals already have a purposeful path, a spiritual journey or path that, or spiritual gifts as well. So you guys, the fact that your energy is kind of, this could be the angels that walk with you, these prophetic angels that do sit at the throne of God. So you might be a prophet or prophetess. You and your person could be prophets. It does not have to be in a traditional sense of like in a church or like with what I'm doing. It could be you in music, you with literature, you with just helping the youth or something. Like whatever your purpose or call is, somehow you channel this prophetic energy, or you do this in everyday life with the people that you know. You know, you could be that prophet in other people's lives. I feel like your connection is not lightweight. So when I say this often too, as a spiritual person that walks with the spirit, that walks with purpose and a spiritual assignment, a chosen one, or a seer, a healer, a shadow worker, a light worker, whatever the fuck you want to call yourself, whatever spirit calls you to, you cannot just date an average Joe or average Joanna. And no disrespect to anybody that has a name Joe or Joanna, but y'all know the average, y'all know that's the same, okay? That's not your story, and that's why it doesn't work out with people. It is not meant, because it's not, you're not someone that can just live a 3D mediocre type of experience. Like, yes, you're human, but you know that there's more to life than certain things, and you can't walk around like a sleeper cell in this life. Your person has to kind of be on that, not even kind of, this person, you and your person have to be on the same accord of like, if we go out somewhere and the vibes is fucking off, and if I'm sensing that the vibes is off, I don't like the energy, I don't feel like we should be here, these people's energy is weird, and you're just like, what's wrong with you? Oh, you just think too much, you think too deep, and they're just like off and low. Like, that's not a equally yoked union. Rather than that, it's like y'all both look at each other like, you know, like when you're with your friend and you're around somebody that's like weird and y'all look at each other, you might like kick each other's foot or like scratch each other, pinch each other, like, girl, what the fuck? Like, let's get out of here. That's the vibe that I get, like, but spiritually, like, your person and you will be on the same accord. It's never going to be like your person gaslighting you, or you have spiritual beliefs and faith and this person doesn't get along with it or they don't like it. Your job is not to convince per se. If anything, it's like your faith and your practices or your belief or your gifts should be something that this person honors or wants to understand. It's not something that you should have to force someone. So if that's not the path that they're on, most likely that's not your person. If you expressing yourself and being honest and honoring how you feel or expressing how you feel triggers this person's, bothers them, causes them to lash out at you, that's most likely not your person. Because when you love someone, you seek to understand them, even when you don't. That's very immature to say, because I don't understand something, I'm just gonna give up, I'm gonna walk away. Unless you just don't give a fuck. And in that case, that's not your person. Because one that cares about something that they don't understand is because I want to understand you. Essentially, I want to be close to you. That's what that says. I love you. I want to know who you are. I want to understand you as a person. So you, I feel like you'll recognize your person. And it's not going to be like the other experiences where maybe you got attached and were like, this is my person, and you became obsessed and you held on to this, or you put them in that title, that label of this is my soulmate, this is my twin flame. Now it's like, if when you do encounter your true divine counterpart, you're going to know who they are. And it could be something with their eyes. And I don't feel like you're going to be obsessed or attached to it. It's just like, it is what it is. You're relaxed in that. Oftentimes, like, your discernment is not, it's never going to be like where you're constantly riled up. When you have an inner knowing or truth about something, it's just matter of fact. You're just like, there's no doubt. You know it, right? When you know things, even if it's things that you can't prove yet, when you have a real, actual download or true insight into something, when it's right, when it's accurate, like, you don't think twice about it, and it doesn't cause anxiety, doesn't cause heavy emotions or obsession. You just know. It's like without a shadow of a doubt, and you don't need to go out and be like, oh, I got to prove it. Oh, I got to chase it. Oh, you don't, that's not true intuition at that point. That's more like you're driven by your emotions, your anxiety, your fears, right? So this person, you're going to see them, you're going to know them. Because this person is going to spark something in you. Let me see. What is that? Because this connection has deep roots. Deep roots as fuck. And I feel like the thing that's going to really connect you and your person is your wisdom. And there's not going to be any like, I'm better than you, I'm smarter than you need to be lesser than me. There's not going to be that type of dynamic. It's like you spark each other through this. This person's going to love the fact that if you are a feminine energy, the feminine, a masculine energy is going to be ignited, inspired, and feel deeply connected and choose you because you may be one of those feminine energies that they haven't encountered before, that activates something in them spiritually, opens their eyes to something spiritually, or makes sense of something. That's what's going to make you stand out to this person. The fact that there's something with the eyes, but I feel like it's double layer to that, like the physical eye recognition, but also the spiritual eye. Yeah, some sort of activation in that. Not to say that this person's spiritual eye isn't already open, but it's like you open their eyes to something more, something deeper. You guys are going to be really tight. You have, you're the butter, the peanut butter to my jelly. So you guys are going to be very tight. And that also just explains that you guys are different, but you complement each other. I don't like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. They nasty to me. I probably somebody in the small majority that thinks that, but I can't. It's nasty. But people love peanut butter and jelly. I just never been one of them motherfuckers. But I can see what Spirit is saying. That it complements well. So it's different. I feel like, yes, Spirit is saying the difference between this is like you guys will hit it off in a natural way, because I feel like true connections take time to build, you know. But there are those people that you connect with instantly, but it's like it has to still build over time, right? So I do feel like when it comes to this, you're not going to be questioning where you stand with this person. That's one thing, because I feel like with the past connections, there was a lot of questions around, where do I stand? How does this person feel? Like, it's not clear. Like, a person that is for you. Like a genuine connection. Like you wouldn't really have to question if how someone feels, because you'll know by their actions that they fuck with you, that they like you, or that they love you, or that they want to be with you. It's not a question about it. There's no doubt about it. Whereas these other connections, they were very confusing. You might have felt like you were a secret, or you felt like this person was like sneaking around or had other people. You might have been chasing this person for like seeking their validation, their attention, their time. They weren't giving it, versus like your divine counterpart that's not here. So you have another angel here. You have a seraphim. I think the seraphim is the ones with the four heads. This is also on the throne of God. This connection is gonna, you guys are gonna be very devoted to each other, because not just because of like your human selves, like I like this person's personality, you know, we've been through things together, you know, this is my person, blah blah blah, but it's like there that deeper layer of there's a purpose to this connection. um yeah, there's a connection. Yeah. So I feel like this connection is like your devotion to each other is because you guys see it as something purposeful spiritually, or you, and or I should say, it's like a divine burn. It's a burning in the heart. Your hearts burn for each other because it's more than just romance for you. It's more than just we're friends. It's more than just like some of you, if it's like we have children, or when you guys have children together, if that's like what it comes to. Um, it's deeper than that. It's very deep. So it's like I see something in you. I see a deeper purpose to our union, and I'm devoted to that because how do I explain this? Spirit, you want to help me with this. It's like, okay, because I kind of have to make it a little vague because, like, you guys all have a different journey. So I guess what I'm getting at is like this person knowing like their path, their purpose, who they are, and them like respecting your purpose, your path, and who you are spiritually, like your relationship with the divine and stuff like that. It rubs off on them. It rubs off on them in a way like they respect it, they honor it. It's like a complete and total devotion in that sense at that point. I hope I'm describing this well because I feel like I'm not. I feel like I'm not even scratching the surface, child, you know? Uh, I feel like I'm not even touching the surface. But yeah, I don't feel like I am. Oh shit. That scared the hell out of me. My my little sound bullet thing just went off. That scared the shit out of me. She has this British accent, or I don't know, maybe it's Australia. I don't know. I think I can tell the difference. But anyway, she has an accent, and so when she talks, it freaks me out sometimes out of nowhere. 'Cause I'm like, who is that? Because ain't nobody in my house talk like that. So when she be like, power off, I be scared as shit, child, for real. Okay. Let's see. I don't want to make this too long because now I'm sweating. I feel hot. Okay. Yeah, you're okay. You're going to have a major turning point, something that's going to shift, and you're going to know that it shifts or that you've shifted. You're going to know. And I feel like that's when this little testy spirit's going to come. And spirit is saying, I don't know, it could be somebody that's makes you question and doubt yourself. Like, was I tripping? Was I in the wrong? Or was this really my person? Or did I do something wrong? Did I not see this correctly? Something that's going to gaslight you spiritually or just like mentally, like where you're going to question yourself. No. No, do not do that. There's fresh new energy. Spirit saying like someone of your past that is not your person. I don't want to generalize it too much because everybody's story is different, but I feel like for those of you that are kind of stuck on someone that you already know and it's you're torturing yourself as to is this my person, was that my person, did I mess up, and that was not your person. This energy of your, if you're not already in a divine union with your person, y'all not already cohabitating, building together, you have not encountered your real person yet. It's definitely not somebody that you've already been romantically attached to. No. It's a brand new energy. This is someone that speaks to the person that you have embraced to become within yourself, or the person that you've aligned with within self. Not the energy that you've cleared or the energy that you've laid to rest peacefully. It's not speaking to that part of yourself anymore. The true core self of you, the part of you that always was like that loving nature, all the beautiful attributes of you, but the wounds and the trauma and things like that, that does not speak to completely where you're going. Yes, it's a part of your path, and essentially, yes, it is a part of you or a facet of you, but that is not the you that you're governed in anymore. So anybody that's connected to that person, they're not the new. That's not them. Because they could be connected to warning signs and red flags that you ignored in the past. So you know better now. Yeah, some of you guys could have some yeah, okay. Okay. This is another thing too. I don't want anybody to ever gaslight themselves into thinking that they have to talk to somebody just because they like them. Because I feel like y'all got some admirers and stuff, and you might be like, oh, maybe I'm in the wrong because I didn't give this admirer a chance. And no, don't gaslight yourself into this, because I feel like this person could also be like kind of off too, like not truly in alignment with you, and they may also kind of have similar qualities to the people that you've let go and walked away from or are letting go of. They might seem like a safe space or someone comfortable or safe to, but there's a part of this that feels like you're gaslighting yourself, and that's the part where I feel like spirit's saying no, you're going against your intuition when you're doing that. Just the fact that you're asking yourself, oh, maybe I'm wrong about this person. Maybe I should give them a chance. They've always liked me. No, if you didn't like them then, most likely you're not ever going to like them, and there's a reason why. So, no. You and your person are naturally going to gravitate towards each other. I just want to remind you of that. There's a natural gravitation. It's not going to feel forced. It's not going to be like you're forcing them or trying to convince them and vice versa. It's going to be a natural gravitational uh, type of vibe, okay? So as you prioritize like your rest, you're healing yourself, your me time is the most important factor right now for you. Or if you have children, like that's where your energy is flowing. You got fur babies, you got scaly babies, you got whatever. You are more so focusing on the peace around that, the solitude, the building and healing around those connections. I feel like that's when the new beginning. Some of you guys might have a grand opening. You guys might, I don't know, if you have a store or an online store, something that you're going to be, excuse me, something that you're going to be doing. Um, yeah, it's something that you're going to be doing or opening or launching that maybe in the future. If you're not planning it right now, this could be around the time that your person enters. This is like long-term goals that you have. Long-term goals that you want to retire. You're thinking about, yeah. And I feel like that's when your person comes in, because your energy's in a higher field of focus and intentionality. I'm telling you, not the money moves card. Yeah, so you might be making smart decisions and investments right now. Um, building for yourself or you're thinking about your future, wise investments, if it's not financial investments, it could be like energetically, like you want to pour into the right things, the right energies, the right people. Um, yeah, this is most likely when your person, this union comes together for sure. And all of the energy that you put out, all of the intentions that you set forth in the past, all of that, I feel like all of the love or all of the energy, all of the kindness, all of the, just the, I don't want to say all the suffering, but just like all of the energy that you've given, or maybe even at times where you feel like things were stolen from you or taken from you, or you were taken advantage of, overlooked, unappreciated, all of this energy is not for naught, because there is a payout. There is something that is going to return to you full circle. So that energy was not for naught or waste. It's going to come back tenfold in a beautiful way. It's like all those things, all those times I were crying, like this moment, this energy, this connection, this is this is like, how do I explain it? It's like this is bigger than all of that. Like this is worth all of that. You know what I mean? Like it's almost like that other stuff doesn't even matter anymore. Um so yeah, I feel like it's just going to be a beautiful extension of love for you. It's not going to be like this person is your whole everything and whole world, to where um you know, they make your whole life and whole world, like, and without them you would be nothing. It's not to say that. That's not what this energy is giving. It's just to say that um I deserve this type of love. Like I've deserved this, you know. Um yeah, cuz this person is very honest, very truthful. What you see is what you get. They may not be somebody that's easily convinced by things, so they're not easily flattered. So if you're worried about somebody that cheats and shit like that, I don't feel like this person is flattered by just like the fact that somebody's fine, you know, oh, she looked good or he looked good. Like they're not easily impressed by that type of stuff. It's like you have to get this person mentally. I feel like this is a mentally stimulated person, a very intellectual person. Yeah, so essentially what needs to be done, what needs to be closed out in order for this union to like fully come together for real is the experiences of the times that you felt thrown away or devalued by a person, you know, feeling like people just come into your life to just use you and abuse you and then move on, and then they want to come back. Because once you really choose yourself here, that's emotional maturity. Because like when we keep giving people the benefit of the doubt, we tell ourselves like, hey bitch, I don't care about how you feel. Like we want this man or this woman so bad. Like we don't care how bad they treat us. We just want this person in our life. That's what we keep telling us. Like when we do that, when we go through those cycles, oh, okay, I'm going to give this manipulative motherfucker, this person I know that hurts my feelings, another chance because I just want this person in my life so bad. And it's like, when you think, Nova, girl, when you think logically, when you think from a place of like your worth and your value and I'm not going to let anybody harm me ever again perspective, you'll start to see that other person is like a waste of your space and waste of time, like a clown, okay? A whole clown. You're not in their circus. You're not entertained by their circus act anymore. You're over it. You're done with the back and forth, the off and on, and being confused and up and down the roller coaster. You're done with that. And some of you are just simply living in a memory of this person or what you wanted to see, or you held on to a timeline or moment that might have been a genuine moment between the two of you, or it could have been this person was just faking, love bombing, and you got attached to the illusion of this person. Because if you really think about some of these energies, this person never really showed up, and or this person may have never given you the time of the day. This, okay, Oh shit. Okay. This may not be for a lot of you, but I do feel for some of you, you could have been in a limerence, like where you like somebody that never dated you or may have given you any romantic indication. You might have just had a crush, and this crush became like your crush or something, or this crush became like somebody that you started to think or believe was your person, or that maybe even that spirit was telling you that this was your person or something, and it never happened or never came to be. You're breaking that cycle of limerence because it's essentially with limerence is very tricky because sometimes I feel like it's a trap for people that are afraid of emotional, like a true emotional connection, where they themselves are emotionally unavailable because they feel safer in the fantasy of a person rather than the actual dealing of the person, of who they really are, and also allowing their true self to be seen. So it's like it's safer to fantasize and idealize, and then you trick yourself into thinking that it could be more, but in actuality it's like it's inappropriate. It's not something that may happen, or if it could be like the person you know, the person could like you back, or it could be someone that you could have a chance with, you know, because it's like a thing with like celebrities and stuff, like people believing that certain celebrities are their soulmates and twin flames. It's like this person never met you, or you know, like that whole thing is trickery too. And I don't want to shame anybody for that, because I feel like you can connect with anyone. They're humans, right? Just different realms of space. But I feel even with that, you have to be careful and be mindful of that, not to get carried away with certain things. And going back to the question, when I was talking about soul recognition versus soul assumption, where you ask that question, spirit, because you know, people that show up in your experience, you always want to discern and check at the gateways who that motherfucker is and why they're in your life experience before you jump the gun and say, oh, because I felt something or we bumped into each other, we locked eyes, that's my person. Always ask divine spirit to help you discern what is the purpose of this person's presence in my life in this time. Like, why are they here? For your own discernment, you know. Yeah, that's my only warning with this, is like to just use your discernment. Um, and I know that might be a little heavy. Nobody wants to hear that, but hey, you know, it will save you the trouble, because what you're doing is you're just keeping yourself stuck for years and years waiting on something that's like essentially not meant for you, you know, or a person that's, you know, no good for you, like that you are experiencing in real time, someone that's keeping you strung along, and you know, that's not what your highest self deserves, nor wants, nor needs. So this is a whole different type of vibe, different type of energy. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that, you guys. I'm not gonna do too much. But if this reading has helped you, hopefully it has sparked something deeper, healing or confirmation for you guys. Yeah, so hopefully I've given you guys what you need beyond what you were seeking. And yeah, if you need to ask spirit, like before you close the gates and the doors of certain connection, you know, what is this role that this particular person's soul or energy play in my life? Like what is the significance of the role, or what am I meant to see or understand? And allow spirit to reveal that to you. You know, just allow it to flow, let it come to you naturally, be open hearted to what spirit has to say, and know that it's for your highest good, whatever it may be. If you dare, if you're bold enough to do so, you know, because this is going to come to you, you know. Are you ready for that truth, that revelation? But yeah, much love to you guys. I hope this was helpful. I'm sending much love and healing to you guys. Have a very powerful lunar eclipse, okay? May it be useful, okay? In a positive way. And I'll catch you guys in the next one, whatever we're doing next. Take care.